Hello everyone, what's up and welcome back to Apothecary Diaries. This is season 2, episodes 9 and 10. The last episodes, we got introduced to the Empress Dowager. And she seemed actually kind of alright from memory. And there was also all the stuff about how she believes she put a curse on the late emperor, and that and there was like the body not decomposing and all of that. So there's some mysteries to be solved here for sure. I think I've already put out some. I don't even know if I made theories last video or if I just said word vomit. Most of the time it's word vomit, but I put out the closest thing to theories that I can guess, so let's jump into the episodes and see what actually happens. Make sure to support this video if you can, liking, commenting, and subscribing, and go to my Patreon account for full-length early access and exclusive videos for both this channel and my Jent Watches One Piece channel. You can get episodes, what would it be, 11 and 12 of Season 2 on my Patreon account right now in full-length version, so go check those out. But yeah, let's jump into this. Apothecary Diaries Season 2, Episode 9.
It's plagued Lady Ansha too long. This curse. Find the reason why our late Emperor's body remained intact, even after his death.
There's gotta be a reason.
There's no need for that.
Her tastes are cuter than I expected. I wouldn't have minded sleeping on the couch.
And I wouldn't sleep a wink if you did.
Aww.
It's been a while since you were our guest here.
I suppose I've been at the Jade Pavilion a lot lately. Honestly, I'm glad I don't have to go back there tonight. I don't want to think about how Lady Hongyang would react if I did. Books are precious. I should read them whenever I can.
Yeah, do it.
Hopefully they're interesting.
What have you got? Okay, it's some romance bullshit.
Lady Sweden. Young at heart.
Curious, aren't you?
I would never dream of stealing anything, ma'am. I was just looking.
Oh, I know. I'm curious. What's your honest opinion of him?
You don't
Well,
want to
I think he's
hear
a good boss.
her honest opinion of him.
As long as those rare medicines keep coming.
Would you care?
You can have just as much fun with this one.
I don't want it.
Aww.
We'll play with that one now.
Poor Jinji.
Gaoxuan would always go through such great
Yeah,
pains
poor
to bring
Gaoxuan.
new toys to- You can lose sight of all else. And he wasn't born into a position
Well,
that afforded him that luxury.
He's still doing that
We
though
needed a
with
boy to grow
her.
up quick.
The more childish side is starting to show around me. Yet everyone around him treats him as the elegant eunuch. What a turn of events. A painting?
So that's where I put it.
What is it?
I was told I needed to throw it out years ago.
If you're just gonna throw it out, let me look at it more.
I wonder where that mischievous little boy found it.
Did you take this from him immediately?
Oh.
Of course.
Good call. This is poison.
Oh
How would he
shit.
get it?
I'd like to know that myself.
That's why she
Why would
picked it
be
up with a
lying
handkerchief.
around? I can clear everything up tomorrow. Would you mind waiting until I do that?
Okay.
Master Jean, she's joining us too.
Look at that
I was
pout on her
trying to keep
face.
this from becoming a huge deal. Do you know if the late emperor painted as a hobby?
Just one time. He had
Just
created a portrait
once.
for me.
Nor do I want to.
Yeah.
But to figure out this curse, I
Doesn't
need
seem
more
like a guy you'd want to
information
get to
about him.
know.
It's just, I am not certain that he still works here.
Please check.
Yeah, go find out.
Yes.
When you follow the trail, there are more the closer you get to the wall.
Okay. Whoa.
It feels soft. It
Yeah.
must have layers of thick paper under it. But I may have made another random discovery.
I brought him.
He does still work here.
I know you. This man's a former slave.
Okay.
He cannot speak.
It's not uncommon to select a mute to act as a servant, especially in the case of the noblest person to ever live, who is always under public scrutiny.
Ah, so they
In
can't
that
literally
case,
can't
please shake or
tell.
nod your head. Were there once paintings in here? I'm positive
Hello?
there used to be more. Maybe he's just refusing to talk to some random girl.
Well, attack him.
Is something hidden behind the wall? May I tear it off? He might as well be yelling at me to stop.
Yeah.
This building will be torn down soon.
That's true.
So if it'll help find answers.
Might as well. Okay. Whoa! I thought it was just like random markings, but it's an actual painting.
Here, the pigment was created by crushing a mineral called orpiment.
Orpiment.
It's toxic and is known to slow decomposition.
Slow decomposition.
And after years of use, it must have gradually absorbed into his body.
Damn, so he just decomposed slower because
By
he
the time
painted all the
passed
time.
away, at least to the people around him.
That's insane.
Despite already being dubbed an idiot, he
The
never
idea of,
revealed
like,
it.
Painting is a
That's
waste of
probably the
time.
reason he chose to have a mute servant manage the room. It still has some yield. There must be more layers underneath this one.
I want to see all of them.
Not knowing they were poison. How ironic.
So much stuff that's
I'm afraid
accidentally
that's all I
poison.
Yes, you did well, Apothecary.
It's got to be kind of a relief for you, woman.
She's trying to send questions to someone beyond the skies. Look at me, getting all emotional.
This is what you call getting emotional.
Oh, how I seethe with rage.
Oh.
I was aware of the Emperor's taste beforehand. My father used that to his political advantage.
Yeah, Jesus.
I saw him from a distance the other day. I can't believe how handsome he is.
So the idea was
Is
like
that
she has to
so?
be there as a lady in waiting so that the Emperor will see
Hello,
her.
my emperor. Won't you come inside?
Don't touch me!
Oh my god. Jesus.
Or apologize to the Emperor on her behalf. Instead, at that moment, our fates were sealed with only a glance.
Oh my god.
In my eyes, once was a girl who gave birth to a daughter. She claimed that the girl was the late Emperor's, but he denied it, saying he knew nothing of it. A doctor was declared the father and was exiled with the baby.
Jeez.
Palace without castration. But after that, even they weren't immune from the procedure.
Damn.
The one in charge of my operation, too.
That just
How
like
unfortunate
banned
for him.
doctors there.
I grew from a little girl into a young woman, and the late Emperor stopped visiting me.
Here the
It's
rear palace is expanding again.
so awful.
Yes, seems Master Shisho suggested it.
Did he?
You're a woman
The
now,
rear
not
palace
interested
continued to
anymore.
grow. Nothing more than a puppet for the Empress, who can only converse with little girls.
To see like the pain in his eyes though, and like the fear, does make me a bit more interested in him.
To have that wretch forget about me. It will not
Oh
stand.
my god, man.
He begged for forgiveness as I spat curses into his ears.
Jesus.
All those young girls who fell. I wanted him to remember me more intensely than any of them.
Oh my
After
god.
that night, as well as all those other girls who had no ambition.
Damn, man.
Just once,
That was more intense than I thought it'd
he
be.
painted me. I used to treasure that portrait, but I told Suiren to discard it. I had no need
Oh,
for such things.
is that the thing she saw at the
Just
start
like
of the
late
episode that she
Emperor
folded
had
up?
no need for me. A child of a mistake. Whatever they called him, he's precious nonetheless.
Aww.
His work. It was a painting of a young girl in
That was,
light-colored
there
robes.
you go. It was that painting.
I'm sure I picked this up because it reminded me.
And so he was obsessed with it for a while, which
I
is why it
thought I
was in
told
that
her to
box
get
of
rid of it.
things. Oh. So,
Long ago,
That woman in the painting.
It's her?
Is she really the Empress?
yeah, it's the woman
What do you
was
think he
you.
was trying to tell us
Maybe.
back then.
but let's change the subject. What about this fascinating girl you seem quite...
That you're in love with.
Even I can tell there's more to it than that.
Yeah, you're not interested in her because she's useful. That may have been your initial interest, but
Or someone else may hide them from you.
it's great doing the parallels with the toys. It's great. Okay, that was a great episode. I don't think I was saying much that episode at all. I think I was like taking it in, especially since it's a very dark story. basically, I mean, I knew it would be as soon as we started to see like backstory that involved the previous emperor. Like when we start seeing that, and they've talked about the sort of person that the previous emperor is over and over again, you know, it's going to get worrying. you know there's going to be some really horrifying things to consider. But it actually kind of got it's strange. Like it simultaneously got, like, we saw him more as a person, but then also there was like we also then, because we saw him more as a person, had to confront, you know, the horrible things because he was a person. Does that make sense? Like throughout the series, I feel like we've heard about the previous emperor so much that that I feel like you start to see him as like this you know, mystical evil figure essentially. And then this backstory shows him, and we start to see like he's a very, very broken man, like a very trauma. I mean, there's clearly trauma there. Like he couldn't speak to women or touch women, it seems like. Very, very traumatized guy. And so we see him, you know, and we see a person there, rather than just like, oh, this isn't just like a mustache twirling evil villain. This is like a broken man. But then also, because of that, like, we see him as a person, but then we're seeing a person, like, then it's no longer a story. We're now seeing a person who's like taking these young girls, and yeah. So it's pretty horrifying, but also really interesting. And then, like, didn't anticipate seeing Anshi's darker side. I mean, how much she kind of spiraled after everything that happened to her. And then, like, I think the implications of, like, her having sex with what's his name, the emperor, the previous emperor, like, that night, and I don't think he was consenting to it, you know, like, it was a pretty horrifying, scary thing to think about. Yeah, it's just like, it's so much darkness in this show. Like, they're broaching insane topics that I basically never see done in anime, especially not done this tastefully. Like, this in, like, when I say tastefully, I mean, like, they're genuinely, like, using these storylines, and they're, like, letting them have the weight that they deserve, and they're also not doing it for, like, shock value, you know? Like, it's I feel like it is genuinely telling an insane story, and a really, really good story, and, like, it also feels like it has a message to it, and we get to sort of see into, like, the dark sides of humanity through this, but not in, like, a perverted way, you know, not in a, like, oh, it's fun to see people do shitty things or whatever, but in a, like, oh my god, this is horrifying, but it's really interesting, like, diving into human nature. So it's not like we're sitting back going like, oh, this is fucking awesome, yeah, do that crazy, awful, shock value shit more, but it's like, instead, it's like, oh my god, we need to sit down and think about society by, like, looking at the way these characters are being traumatized over and over again through all of how the society is set up overall. I mean, just seeing, like, Anshi being, like, you know, I mean, obviously the emperor, you know, being with her at all in the first place, and getting her pregnant at all, but also the fact that, like, her parents, like, knew that she would be, you know, that she was young, and that she would appeal to the emperor, and that her body was able to do it. So her parents, like, put her up for that, you know, like, purposefully put her in a position so that would happen to their daughter. That's so fucked up. That's so immeasurably fucked up. So yeah, just seeing, like, all of that stuff in this episode is insane. That's not, like, I wasn't saying much throughout the episode. I'm just, like, watching it and and taking it in and trying to process it, and also like funnel it through my knowledge of the series so far, because we've learned a lot of stuff in this series. I mean, I continuously forget like exactly what we know about Jinchi at any given time. I think it took me a little bit in this episode to like really put Jinchi into the position of like where, because I believe right now, I think the implication was that Jinchi biologically was the son of what's their name, Arduo, right? But there was a switch, and then so he was switched with the son. I mean, that I think we saw that conceived in this episode. I don't know. Do we know that son, that baby? I think did that baby die? I think that baby must have died, right? There's something in my head that's telling me that baby died. But Jinchi was switched with that baby. And so now Jinchi's like officially the son of Anshi, but even that is like hidden from the public. So it's like oh, secretly Jinchi's actually Anshi's son. But if you go even one step deeper, even more secretly, Arduo is Jinchi's mother. But yeah, just like in this episode, seeing Anshi and Jinchi's like relationship as they were talking at the end there was very interesting. I really liked that sort of twist that seems like the woman in the painting that's like in the yellow clothes is Anshi, even though they thought it was the Emperor's mother. Because when we first saw the painting, I saw the woman in yellow and I went like, oh, I bet that's Anshi. And I don't know why I thought that. I think I thought it looked like her, and I was like, I don't know, that seems like Anshi. And then they were like, oh, that's the Emperor's mother, and I went, oh, okay, I guess. And I rewired my brain. But no, I mean, if it's like actually Anshi, which I think the implication was pretty heavily that it was, like, he was, thinking about you. I love moments like that in TV shows where it's like you think that like someone is completely forgotten about you and then they die or whatever, and then you find something that shows that they were still thinking about you. Like those moments when you can pull them off as a writer, those can be very satisfying moments. Even though I don't know if the Empress Dowager like took that in. I don't know if she believed that it was her still, but and yeah, I really liked the don't get attached to one thing toy scene that they had, and like, the parallels that they're drawing there between the toys and obviously Maomao being Jinchi's new toy, the one thing that he's like head over heels with, he's completely obsessed with. I like that little parallel. And then, Anji having that motherly moment at the end where she's like, hey, keep it more secret, otherwise someone's going to take it away from you again. Like just telling him straight up, like, hey, protect this girl and don't make it so obvious that she's your weakness, because someone's going to do something to her. So, yeah. Anyway, let's move on to the next episode. This is episode 10 of season 2 of Apothecary Diaries. Here we go.
These are the Jade Pavilion's new ladies in waiting.
Oh.
All 3 are sisters.
I'm
Oh.
Haku.
Haku.
Yes, we all actually come from the same hometown.
Oh, really?
The eldest is Haku.
Haku,
She's the same age as
Koku,
Lady
and Seku?
Gyokyo.
That's a safe way to go about it, especially since Lady Gyokyo was almost assassinated. I am Maomao, the taster, Lady Kokuru.
You're confusing me with my sister.
Yeah, no, that's Haku.
You're Sekyu then?
Haku.
Yeah.
From this point on, we'll wear colored hairbands that match our names.
Thank you.
So you know who's who.
Yes.
I would
that
appreciate
help
that.
out.
Or name tags would be good.
Not the best first
But name
impression.
tags might look stupid.
I guess.
Go back to your room already. No, I am quite comfortable in this ship. Lady Hongyan, which means you're disobeying her direct orders. She was obviously joking. You think she wants you living out here like some kind of wild animal?
She likes her shed,
Lady,
though.
I already moved an example to the new ladies in waiting.
No, you are, by dragging her. It's not Maomao's fault. Don't punish Maomao for it.
I don't have any issue with that.
Yeah.
As you wish. What good bosses.
I love Gyokyo, and I love that Maomao loves Gyokyo
With the
too.
new ladies in waiting joining, it is also to balance things out with Concubine Lowland's Garnet Pavilion, which has a huge head count.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're behind in the ladies in waiting count, right?
Thank you, everyone.
But Maomao.
The shed goes to me.
So Maomao lives in a shed, and Lady Gyokyo approves of this?
Yes, but it's complicated.
Just let the girl live in a shed. Stop it. Stop giving her
I don't appreciate
looks.
Lady Yinghua, but at the same time, I know it's coming from a good place.
Yeah.
Sorry for always being selfish.
Aww.
Huh? Of course
So much so you want to make it up.
if I can in any way.
You are going to be accompanying me to a special event tonight.
Oh, really?
Oh, we're gonna have fun.
Okay.
She got me.
Made you feel guilty. Put you in a trap.
So, you look just like me.
Aren't you gonna be too warm in that?
It's going to get
I don't think you
chilly
two
real
look just
soon.
like each other. Even wearing those things.
Here we are.
Oh, I think she was just saying, just put it on like
Good
this.
evening.
Happy to be here.
You'll need to put out your lamp. Take this instead.
This is creepy. It's gotten
She's
even more
pretty.
creepy.
Find an open spot to sit and we'll start.
What the fuck is going on? I thought it was gonna be like we're going to a party or
Are
something.
we all ready then?
Yep.
Not a
Just 12
devil
people
summoning.
in a hot-
Each of you came prepared with a story to share.
What?
On this night, enjoy 13 spine-chilling tales of terror.
It's just like tales by the
13
campfire?
tails.
I like
From that
Yinghua.
moment on.
Drown.
I like Maomao's
Am I the only
face.
one who found it predictable?
Yeah.
Huh, so Lady Yinghua's a scaredy cat
She
but
wanted-
likes these kinds of stories.
I think she wanted someone to be with her that she could be comforted by.
Together involves taking turns telling ghost stories.
So it's basically like them
and
all getting
blowing up
together to
a
watch a
candle
horror
after you're
movie.
done. None so far have been spine-tingling.
Especially when Maomao knows the truth behind
It's
some
hard
of
to
the
find
rumors.
entertainment in the rear palace.
Good evening.
Oh!
Shisui.
Shisui! I didn't know you were here.
Sure thing.
Near the village, there was a forest.
Okay,
where
this one's gonna
residents
be
were
important.
Always told, despite the warning.
Okay.
I know a good secret.
He brought a bunch of
There's lots of
mushrooms.
food in the forest.
Maomao would know about mushrooms.
And then one night, someone saw a mysterious glowing light floating
Ah.
into the family. Told about the sighting and went to visit them.
Oh
The child was
shit.
already dead.
Oh
His
shit.
mother not that far behind him, but before she could, the woman drew her last breath.
Oh my
She
god.
passed a strange smile on her face.
This one is kind of
All these
creepy.
years later, and their souls will be devoured.
I wonder if
I see.
Maomao's gonna figure out the truth behind that one.
I'll tell you later. Why am I so tired? Too many people in a small space.
It's your turn now.
Why is she tired? I bet you there's like a good reason for it.
Venerable one, are you lost?
I was on my way
Cute
home,
couple?
but night.
Oh, you poor thing. I bet you must be exhausted.
That man doesn't look happy.
Welcome to the monk.
What's that noise? A bell?
Yeah.
Sounded like one, but
Tell me what you're planning to do.
What?
should I intervene? No.
No, I
Something
mean,
tells me I must.
Let's use that monk as a replacement.
as a replacement. What the fuck?
That monk, where is he?
Oh my god, it's keeping him invisible? Because she's a demon or whatever, it's
He's not here. I have to find him.
it's very scary.
I'll take you.
Oh my god!
The chewing had grown silent.
Oh my god.
Once it was...
All he found were insect wings.
Huh.
The monk then clasped his hands together and continued his journey.
Shisui, are you sure you didn't
Chanting
add the
the
thing
sutra
about the
until
insect
dawn.
wings? Because you
What
you
a
wanted to add some fan
storyteller.
service for yourself?
It's like she's a different person.
Yeah.
Her face looks sort of familiar.
Does it?
A group of brave young men volunteered to investigate the suspicious activity.
It's too late at night for me to be watching this episode.
Night.
That's it?
Yes, and went around digging up corpses to cut up.
Huh.
Harvesting human livers, which he believed were cures. for-
Jesus. It's not the fun kind of scary.
I can't remember the rest.
She doesn't look like she'd be good at telling scary stories.
Once upon a time ago, there was a man.
Once upon a time ago?
Was it?
It sucks that it looks like she was last in the circle. Or maybe not last, but pretty close to it.
Finish off the night.
Okay, this lady's last.
Something's wrong.
As
Yeah.
we know, one of these girls became pregnant.
People are nodding off.
She petitioned the late emperor, but she was
Are they
never
burning
allowed
something
to
that
leave the rear palace.
knocks him out?
Prepare yourself because it's your turn next.
Oh shit.
Maomao?
Yeah, get some fresh air.
No wonder.
Lady Yinghua, get the unconscious to fresh air now! How come you sound so worried?
Oh, I mean,
Because the smoldering fire. It has been filling
yeah.
up the room with smoke
You've
this
just been
entire time.
suffocating slowly,
I'm on it.
and you haven't noticed.
I was so close, but you had to ruin things.
What the fuck is going on? What the
court
fuck?
lady.
What? She was a ghost?
That was an eventful night. Who's this?
An acquaintance of mine.
Acquaintance?
Hey,
Come
Maomao,
on, you're friends.
You never told me about that story.
Say an outsider entered the woods, consumed something they shouldn't have, and became sick.
Then they bring it back to the village.
Word would... Over the years, it could earn its forbidden reputation. There's a type of fungi that's referred to as the moonlight mushroom.
The moonlight
They
mushroom.
resemble, but they're poisonous and glow in the dark.
Jesus.
If a villager saw someone carrying them from a distance,
Oh, they'd
in the
see a
night,
green light going
could
into
resemble
the
a fallen
house.
spirit.
Ah. That's pretty fucked up.
Maybe.
Very delicious mushrooms in the forest, you know.
A final act of revenge on the villagers who abandoned her and her son.
Jesus.
Oh, well, I guess
That's
that
fucked
explains
up.
all that. Thank you. I'm gonna run. Bye.
I love Shisui.
Scary at all. I'm
It is
betting all those
kinda
stories
scary,
have
I think.
logical explanations.
Who knows?
What about the ghost
you were
older
just this
court
once.
lady?
Would take over, but someone must have.
What?
She was a nice. I can't say I enjoy those kinds of functions very much.
Are
I
there
think
just
they would
ghosts in the
stop
show?
at die.
And that court lady's tale.
Mhm.
That was her own experience. Maybe a prank by someone who knew her.
Maybe. Could be that.
Strange world, full of things even I'll never be able to explain.
Oh my god, they're not gonna
On this
explain.
night, we have gathered to enjoy 13 spine-chilling tales of terror.
There's just a ghost in this
There
series.
were only 12.
Still scared.
No.
Just for tonight. Let me sleep with you.
Okay, but we're sleeping in the shed. That's my condition.
Instead of becoming a spine, turned into a hot, stuffy one.
Oh. Oh, she's mumbling in her sleep. Okay. What's that a tease for? Ba-da-da-da. That was honestly a kind of scary episode to watch at 3:30 a.m. for me right now. That's what time it is right now. It's 3:25 a.m. Yeah, kind of a scary time to watch it. I shouldn't be watching Apothecary Diaries this late. My schedule, the way that I kind of do things, like I often do Apothecary Diaries like late on a Monday night. You know, ready to upload it on a Tuesday. And maybe I should switch it around, like, because I also have like My Hero Vigilantes, which comes out, you know, at a similar time, and I could just wait till My Hero Vigilantes comes out and watch that, and then in the morning watch Apothecary Diaries. But it's like Apothecary Diaries, since it's a longer video, I like to do that before I go to sleep, and then, you know, the next morning, when I'm a bit more tired, I can record the shorter video. But Apothecary Diaries has had a few moments that are actually like kind of haunting, and it's like it's not even it's not like necessarily the ghost story parts of it that are scary. Like, it's not like, oh shit, I'm worried that my house is haunted or whatever. For me, it's like the actual, like when Yinghua in this episode said, oh, well, now that I know how it happened, like, it's not that scary anymore, you know? And like that, you know, what she's saying is basically the same as like what you feel with magicians, right? Where it's like you're always blown away by magic and how magicians are doing this crazy shit. And then at some point they'll explain it to you and they'll be like, oh, this is how it works. You just like, you know, I'll get a deck of cards. You know, you'll be like, oh, pick a card, any card, you know, like, and you'll show them the card and they'll take the card and they'll look at the card. Oh, wow, that's your card. Make sure you memorize the card. And then it's like, okay, put it back in the deck. So you like choose a point in the deck, you put it in the deck, right? Just put it at a random point in the deck. It's completely in there. You can see it's not coming out of any sides. And then you would basically say like, okay, I want you to like, you know, think about a magic word or something, and I want you to tap on the deck and say the magic word. And they tap on the deck, and then you go, all right, now I'm going to get you to think of your card really hard, and it's going to appear in this deck, and then you do that, and then eventually, bam, the card's in the deck. And it's like, you know, you might be, then that's an extremely simple magic trick, but people will watch a trick like that and be like, what the fuck? How the fuck did that happen? And it sounds like, and then it just like, for a moment, you're like, maybe it was magic, you know, or maybe it's so complicated, like I could never truly understand it. And it's like a really, you know, crazy thing. But then once like someone will explain to you how it works, I'm about to spoil the magic for you, but I get you to look at the card, and I will, while I'm getting you to look at the card, I will take the bottom card of the deck and flip it over. So when I'm holding the deck like this, I'm actually holding the deck upside down, but there's a card on top. So when you put it in the deck, you are putting it in the deck upside down. So I don't care where it goes. And then, you know, I tend to like, while I'm talking, just like flip that card back. I'm sure there's like other ways you could do it. Like you could probably keep that on there. So like, even if, you know, you're revealing all of the rest of the cards, they don't have to see the end card, maybe. But I'm sure there are way better ways to do it. But, you know, that's like a good example of like a way, like the sort of trick that really gets ruined once you know it. Like, it's not impressive at all once you know how it works, because like it's, oh, you just flipped one card. That's not very special. So like that's kind of what she's saying when she's like, oh, now that I know how it works, it's not really scary anymore. But I think it's scarier because like if it's a ghost story, I kind of rationalize in my head like, okay, well, it's like, you know, it's some sort of superstition that people had, right? There's it's just either something that was completely made up by someone, or it was some sort of misunderstanding or something, right? But then when we find out like what it is, and like I start to think about like, well, they didn't even realize that there were poisonous mushrooms, and then they like went back and they like ate these poisonous mushrooms and just had like a dinner without knowing that they were dying, like that this was going to kill them. And to me, that's very scary, you know, like a mother and her child like eating their final meal of these poisonous mushrooms when, you know, that they didn't even realize we're going to kill them. It's like, that's just really horrifying to me. So like that sort of stuff is what actually scares me. And yeah, there's just like a lot of morbid stuff that was in this episode. But then there's like the lady was a ghost. Like it was funny when Maomao said in this episode, like, there are some things in this world that even I can't explain, which is a good like excuse me, it's a good like overall thing to say, and it's a good justification for if the show doesn't ever explain that. Like it's a good justification of saying like, hey, look, there might be a legitimate reason for why this happened, but it's better for the story if we don't go into it, because as Yinghua said, maybe it's not as scary if you find out how it's done, and so instead you want to keep that fear of like, are ghosts real in the Apothecary Diaries universe? You know, is this something that is actually a thing? So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they never explain it. A lot of anime and TV shows and stuff like to do this, where they'll do like a horror based episode, and then they'll really like play up the horror, and then they'll reveal that it was all fake or whatever, but then at the very end they'll reveal that there was one thing in it that was actually real, and then the series never brings it up again. And it's just, you know, it's just supposed to spook the viewers, and that's it. That's its entire purpose. And they'll never explain it, and it doesn't matter, and the writers don't even have an explanation for it, because the explanation is we wanted to do a horror episode, and that's it. So I wonder, you know, how much of that is true from Apothecary Diaries, or if in a future episode it'll be like, oh, that's how that happened, you know? But in this episode, she also said, like, from the side, Shisui's face looked familiar. What does Shisui's face look like? Like, who does she look like? Does she look like Jinshi? Does she look like Arduo? Does she look like the Empress Dowager? Does she look like, you know, there's a lot of people in this series that she could look like. And I don't know, it feels like they're setting up for a twist with Shisui, and I don't know what it is. But I like Shisui. I like her a lot. I can't wait to see more of Shisui, honestly. Like, I'm so glad that she's like a big part of the show now, because she's such a like, I like a character that she's similarly like friendly as Xiaolan is, you know, like she fulfills a similar role to Xiaolan in being the resident friend, but she also matches Maomao's freak in a different way. Like she's got the same amount of weirdness but about different topics, and I think that's a very fun dynamic to have. So yeah, I'd like to see more Shisui. Anyway, that's Apothecary Diaries, Season 2, Episodes 9 and 10. Thank you for joining me. Make sure to support this video if you can, liking, commenting, and subscribing, and go to my Patreon account for full-length, early access, and exclusive videos. I will see you next time. Goodbye.